Next, cylinder head maintenance. Mark the combustion surface of each valve before pulling them out from the cylinder head. Before maintenance, check for carbon buildup. Clean the combustion surface with care. Also, do not use a burner to remove carbon. The combustion surface is exposed to high heat and high pressure, so perform a color check and examine the surface carefully for cracks. The stem diameter of the intake and exhaust valves are measured with a micrometer. Also, measure the valve seat height with vernier calipers. After removing the intake and exhaust guide upper O-rings, clean the inside. Then measure the guides. Record these measurements. Next, the grinding of the intake and exhaust valves. Apply oil to the stem. Apply carborundum to the valve seat to start the grinding process. A valve is lapped to its seat by tapping the valve while turning it. Be sure to use carborundum in the proper order, from coarse to fine. When the grinding is complete, wipe off the carborundum completely. Apply oil and repeat the process with oil. Finally, check the valve seat contact with bearing blue. Assemble the intake and exhaust valves in the reverse order of their dismantling. Before assembling the valves, fit new O-rings into the valve guides and apply grease. Since the intake and exhaust valves are the same size, be sure to check their markings. Apply oil to the valve stems and carefully insert the intake and exhaust valves. Then fit the stop rings. Also, the intake and exhaust valves have punched identification markings at the top of the valve stem, depending on the engine specifications. Inspect the valve spring surfaces for corrosion or contact marks. Inspect the valve spring seats to make sure there are no burrs or scratches. Also check to see that the valve rotators move smoothly. After assembly, check that the counters are completely in place. Carefully clean sealing portions for the cylinder head, the cylinder liner, and engine frame seals, that is, wherever O-rings and gaskets are to be seated. Replace the cylinder head O-ring, the intake manifold rubber seal, the push rod rubber O-rings, and finally, the starting air block O-ring. Be sure to apply heat-resistant liquid gasket to both sides of the cylinder head gasket before fitting it. Check that there are no foreign objects inside the cylinder, then install the cylinder head. Insert a new gasket for the exhaust manifold. Spray Molykote over the bolt threads and tighten the bolts temporarily by hand. Apply Molykote to the nut seat and screw part and attach the nut without mistaking the top and bottom sides. Attach the hydraulic jack the same way it was done during the dismantling process. Tighten the nut by tapping the tool wrench handle with a hammer. Tighten the exhaust manifold bolts. Inlet connector guide O-ring with a new one. Insert it into the cylinder head. Check the seat of the inlet connector and screw it into the cylinder head. The specified torque. Fit new O-rings on the injection block side and cylinder head side of the injection block. Make sure that there are no foreign objects or scratches on the surface of the injection block joint and seat. Then tighten the bolts evenly to the specified torque. Next, set the piston to the combustion top dead center by turning the flywheel. Then insert the push rods and valve T-yokes. Use a dial gauge to check the movement of the valve T-yokes. Tighten the screw slowly until the needle starts to move. Then tighten the lock nut. Next, install and tighten the rocker arm assembly. Then adjust the tappet clearance. Make sure that the lock nuts are securely tightened. Replace the O-ring and attach the main cooling water outlet pipe. Then attach the various pipes around the cylinder head.